Hey folks, welcome to the Watch Workbench. In this video, we're actually going to be covering a little bit of stuff we went over in the last video where I showed you using an Aliexpress plugin tool how you may not be getting the best deals that you think you're getting on AliExpress. Now I'm going to address some of the things that got brought up in the comments there, but I'm also going to show you there are a couple watches I found that are now cheaper than they were in the previous sale. Want to notate those, and then some other interesting things I found. At the end of this video, I'm also going to go over some upcoming projects we're going to have here on the channel, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But first, let's do a wrist check, because I forgot to do it in the last video, and a lot of people commented on it. This here is my Omega Seamaster. It is a mid-70s Omega Seamaster, 1660204, caliber 1010. I picked this thing up as a project and took the whole thing apart. Didn't have to do a service on the movement, fortunately, but there was a lot of cosmetic damage. I did have to do a lot of work to it to get it to where it is now. And that's the kind of stuff we're gonna be doing on the channel, is watch projects, saving money, finding watches that are a little chewed up and fixing them up. That's gonna be the primary purpose of this channel, but we're also gonna go over the deals you can find online. So now let's get into what I found here. So I got curious after my last video because I got a lot of comments of people saying that everybody knows that that MSRP price is not the actual price the watch is ever sold for. And I know a lot of people do know that. That's the price that's right up here on this watch. It's marked as 176. The watch was never sold for 176. However, what I did point out in the video, and I think I missed in the comments section, is that I've seen a lot of YouTubers, and I'm not going to call people out because I've learned from my other larger channels that starting fights on YouTube, not the way to do it. I'd rather be friends with everybody here, especially in the watch community. But there were a lot of people that kept pointing at that price and saying, like, for instance, on this watch, you're saving 71%. You're not. That watch never sold for $176. But this is one of the watches, and this is actually a fantastic watch if you're into these kind of watches. I'm not a big fan of homages, but I am guilty. I do own some. This is a watch that is actually cheaper now than it ever was during the sale. And I'm going to show you using this little plugin down below. It's the same plugin I talked about on the last video. It is the Ali Tools plugin. So if we come down here, we can see the price chart. And the price chart in February, it was $73.48. It dropped a little bit, it hovered around, it came up a little bit, and now it's down at $51.13. So that is actually the cheapest we've seen that thing in the last 3 months. Now we can jump out to the last half a year, and you can see way back for the 11/11 sale, it was about $6 cheaper than it is right now. But over the last 3 months, and since the last big sale they had, the spring sale, it is actually cheaper. The other one that I found, a similar one, is a Steel Dive. It's a Willard homage. And this one also, same kind of a situation here. When we look at the price, this thing was up at around $83 over Christmas time and over the break, and it dropped and it dropped and it dropped down to $62. So it's actually more expensive during the sale than it is now. Now, a lot of people also pointed out that during the sale, there's a lot of coupons going on, and that drops the price further, but there are coupons going on pretty much all the time. Maybe not as good as the sale, but there are coupons going on. Now, I'll show those on the screen right here. And I'll also have any updated coupons I find down in the description below. Now, I did find something else interesting on AliExpress. So what I found was if you go onto the AliExpress site, it has a section that says low prices in the last 30 days. Now, I would interpret that to mean the lowest prices these items have been in the last 30 days. But what I noticed was when I came in here, some of them were and some of them were not. And I'm just going to open up a few of these here, some watch deals, and I'm just going down the line here, opening them up. And it does take that little plugin a little bit of time to populate prices, but if we come down here, this one, clearly not the lowest price that it's been in the last 30 days. It was $71.42 over the sale, and now it's $73. Not a lot of money, but it is more. Coming into this next one, this is an Adidive. This one also, it is very low, but for a little space in time, right here, it was $56 before it jumped back up to $58. So again, not the lowest price in the last 30 days. And this thing here, let's just look at the price here. So this one, same deal. Back in March, it was $22.77, and now it's $24. So just like the point I made in the last video, buyer beware. I'm not anti-AliExpress. I've ordered a lot of stuff on AliExpress. I'm about to show you a few of the things that just showed up from AliExpress that I ordered during the last sale, and I'm awaiting on a bunch more stuff that'll be here on the channel soon. But buyer beware. get one of these plugins. This is not the only plugin, and I'm not affiliated with this plugin, but get one of these plugins so you can make an informed shopping decision for yourself, and also always be on the lookout for coupons, because they've always got coupons running, and those usually save you a good chunk of money. Now, I want to get into some of the projects I have coming up on the channel to give you a better idea of what this channel is really going to be all about, because these are some of the early videos in this channel's history. So, a little bit about me. I was a Boy Scout almost my entire youth life. I made my Eagle Scout about 6 months before my 18th birthday. I'm very proud of that. And as such, along with watches, I have a lot of nostalgia for Scouts. And I started hunting down some Boy Scout related watches. Timex made a lot of watches for the Scouts over the years, and I picked up this watch. This is a Boy Scout Timex watch from the 70s. It works. It actually runs pretty well. I've thrown it on the time grapher, and we're going to have a whole video about this watch. But the dial and the hands are in great shape. So is the movement. The case is pretty chewed up. I managed to score a non-Boy Scout version of the exact same watch with a case that's in perfect shape. Now with these watches, there are no serial numbers on the cases, so doing a case swap for one of these watches is not going to affect any sort of a serial number match. So in an upcoming video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking apart both of these watches, cleaning this one up the very best we can, and doing a swap. We're going to swap over the movement, the dial, and the hands, and then we're going to have a mint Boy Scout watch. So we're going to be doing a lot of watch DIY and tutorials like that. But I'm also going to be doing some wild fun stuff. Let me show you the other thing I grabbed. These are two, I guess you'd call them homage, because they're not quite knockoffs. It doesn't say Casio G-Shock on them, but these are two homage watches that are G-Shock style watches. And you can get these things for $3, $4, $5 sometimes when they go on sale, and that's what I got them for. It was really cheap. We're going to durability test these things. I want to see if these things even slightly live up to what the G-Shocks can do. And how we're going to do that, we're going to throw them in the pool. We're probably going to throw them in the ocean. But the big thing that's going to be fun is I got a release on my drone that I can pull this thing up to 400 feet above ground level and drop it on pavement. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach it to my drone, fly it up 100 feet, drop it, and keep going higher until we smash these things. I want to see how much torture these things can actually put up with. So if this kind of stuff interests you, torturing watches, testing watches, or modifying and restoring old watches interests you, or the deals that we're finding online, that's what this channel is going to be all about. And I encourage you to subscribe so you can see those videos coming up in the future. Now, if you have any comments, or if you want to bash me on the deals I found, just like people did on the last video, that's what that comment section is for. You go down to the comment section, tell me I'm right, and tell me I'm wrong. Throw new coupon codes down there and help each other out. And if you have any suggestions for DIY stuff with watches that you'd like to see on the channel, let me know down below as well. Hit that like button, and of course, thanks for watching.